This whole concept and drama around going cashless, banks bringing up their channels, transfers, internet banking, for me, it's not working.
I am Bismarck Ausa. These and many other stories shortly. Good morning once again, and thanks for staying. To our very first story, government says its US dollar denominated bond exchange concluded on August 25 saw an impressive 92% participation rate among eligible holders. According to the Ministry of Finance, the success is a significant step towards post-COVID-19 economic strategies. In response to the positive turnout, government says it has extended the settlement date to September 4 this year to ensure a smooth transition for the new bonds. Stay tuned as we track these developments and bring you details in our subsequent bulletins. Moving on, the Ghana Hotels Association has called on authorities to ensure they do all they can for the hospitality industry to thrive. This follows several petitions to the Public Utilities and Regulatory Authority (PURC) over their concerns about the impact of rising utility tariffs on their operations. The following report
Speaking at a press conference to express their frustration, President of the association, Dr. Edward Akanyamike, while calling for a swift resolution to the issue, lamented the situation had left huge utility debt on the books of its members.
Very unhappy with this disheartening letter from the PURC. The association petitioned the Ghana Tourism Authority with copies to the sector minister and the Parliamentary Select Committee on Trade, Industry and Tourism to intervene in the matter. The GTA requested a meeting with the PURC mid of July 2023, but that meeting is yet to take place. We are obviously unhappy and expect the PURC to act on its directive to the Ghana Water Company for the months of February, March, April and May 2023 that has created huge debts for our members.
The association has further called on authorities to ensure they do all they can for the hospitality industry to thrive.
We trust that we have put out here this morning, or what we have put out here this morning will serve as a wake-up call to the government, ministries and agencies to pay more attention to some of the issues confronting the hotel industry and the tourism and hospitality industry at large to ensure its sustenance and growth. As we say in our association, together we can make a difference.
The Ghana Hotels Association had intended to march to the premises of the PURC to present another petition. However, plans were altered due to what they described as the non-cooperation of the police service.
And that was a report by my colleague Michael Obodu. Now, a financial analyst, Patrick Abankwaba, is of the view hoarding of huge sums of money at home has the potential to derail government's efforts towards a cashless society. This trend, he noted, is starving financial institutions of investable funds for private sector businesses.
According to Patrick Abankwaba, the act of keeping huge sums of money at home could encourage money laundering. It also defeats efforts towards a cash-light society and the central bank printing less money.
It's high time central bank, the banks themselves, education on the part of the customers are being done to ensure that certain limits are set on some withdrawals. People are allowed to withdraw any amount of money that they want to withdraw from the bank, provided the bank has cash. For me, that is a worry. And when you continue to go towards that direction, then this whole concept and drama around going cashless, banks bringing up their channels, transfers, internet banking, for me, it's not working. People have the perception that if I keep my money at the bank, I won't have access to my money when I need it because of some challenges that we face in recent times. People should be encouraged to use the channels for transactions.
He notes the trend deprives financial institutions the needed funds for onward transfer to the private sector for productive ventures.
When people are keeping their funds at home, it leads to an issue of cash not being in the system. It affects money supply in the system. People are not going to get access to the cash. And central bank will continuously be pumping cash into the system whilst the cash are not being used for productive services. If the funds are with the financial institutions or the banks, these banks are going to give out these funds as loans to people. They are going to use that as a way of investment. But if the funds are kept at home, they are not part or the financial system, for me, that's a worry.
And that was a report by my colleague Eben Ejekum-Boatin. This is still the business news on Sunrise with me, Bismarck Ausa. To some agri-related stories now. And the Executive Director of the Peasant Farmers Association, Dr. Charles Nyaba, has described the second phase of the government's Planting for Food and Jobs program as timely. Dr. Nyaba believes the new design of the program is likely to yield positive results in the agricultural sector if properly implemented.
According to Dr. Charles Nyaba, the first phase of the program was poorly implemented, hindering its success.
The launch of PFG2 is timely because PFG1, apart from the 2017 and 2018 implementation, the rest of the years, nothing was actually being done. It got to a point, you agree with me, that government could not even pay importers. Government owns so much that the importers refuse to deliver the inputs. And once you already made farmers know that subsidized inputs will be coming and it doesn't come, they will not be willing to buy the open market inputs which were available.
However, he's optimistic that the second phase will encourage Ghanaian youth into farming and help reduce unemployment.
One of the major constraints that is discouraging new farmers, young people who just complete tertiary institution from going to farming is difficulty access to credit. You are a young person, you don't even have the starter capital. Yes, when you go to the bank, they are asking for collateral. But I'm told the strategic document of the PFG2 that private sector actors will be giving credit guarantee letters to go to the bank and then take credit. Then when they produce, they will pay later whilst the banks pay those service providers. That's fantastic.
Planting for Food and Jobs Phase 2 is a 5-year program which aims to transform agriculture in Ghana by focusing on modernization, improved service delivery, active private sector participation, and substituting direct input subsidies with smart agricultural financial support in the form of comprehensive input credit with provision for in-kind payments.
A report by my colleague Shadrach Isrifi read to you. Meanwhile, economist Dr. Saad Idrisu is impressing on successive governments to support Ghanaian youth to venture into commercial farming. According to him, the capital requirement for commercial farming is beyond the capacity of the youth and will require assistance.
I am calling on successive government. Any government that will come in 2025 onwards should be able to take agriculture seriously, so that we'll be able to divert the attention of the youth into agriculture with support. I am saying this because agriculture is expensive in our part of the world in terms of tractor, in terms of fertilizers and other inputs. Government support will be able to help the youth to be able to start their own large-scale farms, so that we will have enough to feed the nation and also think of exporting. Look at what is happening in Nigeria right now. It has led to onions prices increasing in the market, which to me is unfortunate, when we could even cultivate onions on our own in Ghana.
You heard economist Dr. Saad Idrisu. Still on agriculture, President Akufo-Addo has assured that his government will continue to provide support for all farmers. He said this on Tuesday when he launched Phase 2 of government's flagship program, Planting for Food and Jobs, at the University for Development Studies in Tamale. Targeted at building on the successes of the initial program, the second phase of the program is a 5-year master plan for the transformation of the agriculture sector in Ghana, with focus on modernization through the development of a selected commodity value chain and active private sector participation. Speaking at the launch, President Akufo-Addo noted that the second phase, by design, takes a holistic view and places greater emphasis on value chain approaches by focusing on strengthening linkages between actors along 11 selected agricultural commodity value chains, broadly categorized into grains, roots, and tuber, vegetables, and poultry. Now, the Association of Ghana Industries, AGI, has called on government for major fiscal policy reforms to enable businesses thrive. CEO of Sleek Garments Export Limited and an executive member of AGI, Nora Bannerman Abbott, noted that enabling local enterprises to flourish is to make them competitive through a supportive business environment.
Our businesses have faced strong headwinds in the first half of this year, coupled with new revenue measures against the backdrop of the IMF interventions. We believe major fiscal policy reforms and reliefs are needed to chart a competitive path for industry to bolster expansion and inclusive growth. Indeed, local manufacturing is the way out of our economic instability, unemployment, and export deficits. A motivation for the AGI Awards is also our quest to bring up local businesses to international standards with products and services which measure to and are competitive on global markets. Indeed, from the foods we eat to the products we use, quality is very important. The success of any company depends on the quality of the products or service it offers. For those of us in manufacturing, factors such as safety, efficiency, and reliability all affect the quality of a product and ultimately influence overall customer satisfaction.
And that was Nora Bannerman Abbott, an executive member of the Association of Ghana Industries. Now, before we go, let's take a look at how the cedi is faring against major trading currencies and how some key commodities are faring on the global market.
On the interbank foreign exchange market, where banks trade among themselves, the dollar recorded no price change and it is selling at 11 cedis 2 pence worth. The British pound gained 2 pence worth, selling at 13 cedis 89 pence worth. The euro is selling at 11 cedis 95 pence worth. It gained 4 pence worth. However, be guided that these figures will be higher at a forex bureau near you. On the global commodities market, price of cocoa is up by 3.25%, selling at $3,588 per ton. Price of Brent crude oil is up by 1.35%, selling now at about $86 per barrel, while the price of an ounce of gold is up by 0.92%, selling at about $1,938.
And that was an update on the commodities and forex markets, and then the business news on Sunrise. For more business stories, please check out our website 3news.com. I am Bismarck Ausa. Sports is up next.